Wonderful. They told us we had 3 minutes each, so that's going to be a challenge. The Institute for Child Success, by way of background, very briefly, we are a research and policy organization, nonpartisan, nonprofit organization, located here in Greenville with offices in New York City and also a presence in Charleston, South Carolina. We are focused on early childhood health and education and safety, and we define early childhood as being prenatal to age 5. The way we do our work is we're essentially a think tank, although I like to call us a think-do tank. We advise governments, propose legislation and policies, and develop leadership to catalyze innovations in the early childhood space. And one of the things that I want to do in this snapshot, this 3-minute snapshot, is to highlight just one initiative of the Institute for Child Success. It's a new intervention and a new innovation that's impacting several thousand first-time mothers and their new babies. This initiative aims at scaling up the Nurse-Family Partnership Program. The Nurse-Family Partnership Program is an evidence-based program that pairs a registered nurse with a soon-to-be mother. The nurse comes out and visits the mother and her baby prenatally and then for 2 years following the birth of the child. During the visits, he or she provides the mother with health resources, education, and mentorship. And the program, again, is evidence-based, backed by a great deal of research proving that it has a measurable impact. However, the Nurse-Family Partnership is also a very expensive intervention. So ICS has worked over the last several years to catalyze the development of a pay-for-success mechanism to expand its reach throughout the state. With funding that was provided to the Institute for Child Success by the Duke Endowment, the Doris Duke Charitable Foundation, and the South Carolina Department of Health and Human Services, ICS conducted the initial feasibility study to explore the viability of using Pay for Success to scale the Nurse-Family Partnership throughout the state of South Carolina. Fast forward, a lot of work went involved in all of that. This year, the governor announced that we would be announced the Pay for Success deal. This is the largest Pay for Success deal in the world currently. It's the first that's focused on maternal child health and the first in the South. It is very complicated. We, in fact, have done a feasibility study that is 50 pages long, so to even think that I could describe this in 3 minutes is not going to happen. But the bottom line will be that over the next several years, $30 million in capital will be pumped into the South Carolina Nurse-Family Partnership by private and public investors. This will expand the Nurse-Family Partnership to over 3,200 additional mothers and babies, almost quadrupling the current reach of the program. Now, the genius of this arrangement is that private investors will provide the bulk of the capital to fuel the expansion, and government is only going to pay after an independent evaluator has confirmed that the intervention has met certain standards or met certain outcomes. These outcomes are listed here. They're going to include reduced hospitalization, reduced emergency room usage, a big one, which is spacing out births between the first birth and the second birth for these mothers and their families. And the other will be to expand this program's reach so that it can actually get to the mothers that need it most and the most vulnerable areas of our state with the lowest income. So I hope that I've, at least in this 3 minutes, whetted your appetite. It is so much more, both to the Nurse-Family Partnership and to this very innovative Pay-for-Success funding mechanism. What you can do in leaving is to educate yourself a little bit more about what Pay-for-Success is, and also leave knowing that this is an example where South Carolina has taken the lead. We are actually, my organization is actually now advising governments ranging from the state of California all the way to Connecticut and how to go about this. So this is an example we can be proud of in South Carolina where we're actually taking the lead. So I encourage you to learn more. There were a few brochures out back, and I'm glad to answer questions after we're all done. Thank you so much.